What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today, in the review box, we have what was going to be one of the most anticipated releases for me from Matchbox Collectors Series in 2025. It's the Jaguar XJ220S. So, without further ado, let's see if it has lived up to my hype and my expectations. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with our casting here. Proportionally speaking, I am actually quite happy. I don't really have any complaints, which is good, because that is definitely one that could have been messed up pretty easily. Go ahead and try to compare it to the real-life car as best I can there, so you can get a little comparison to see how close it is to the real thing, and I would say it is fairly solid. Let's go ahead and break the casting down here now, and we'll kind of highlight the main, not the main, but one of the main disappointments for me, and that is this plastic roof being completely and totally see-through. So as far as I can tell, the real-life car actually, like this roof section where they actually molded in lines, shouldn't be see-through. It should at least have a black tampo right there of some kind. So that is highly disappointing. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that was probably just laziness. And then when we look at the rest of it, though, it should be metal. So we do have a metal base, and we do have a metal body. And then this kind of arch, I guess, pillar, instead of having like the multiple pillars, they just kind of did two ones right there. That is also going to be die cast metal. So there is a good chunk of metal to it, but it's been done a little bit strangely, if you ask me. We do get mirrors, and we do get all of our body lines replicated. Our base does extend to being up here where it's visible all the way into this exhaust and diffuser area. So the base is metal though, so it doesn't really bother me too much. Yeah, other than that, I'd say the casting has been done pretty well. We do get mirrors, all of our body lines looking good, and yeah, not too shabby. For our paint and deco, we get this nice orange and black combination, which does match one of the real-life releases of this car. So, in my opinion, one of the more vibrant and noticeable releases, so I'm always down for that. I think it has been replicated quite nice. The orange does not have any kind of metal flake to it. It's just a simple enamel, and same with the black. It looks quite good. There is some overspray in places, so that looks eh. And then down here is where else it's but I think that's kind of something we expect from Matchbox at this point. Moving into our details, so starting up front here, we do get headlight tampos. So the way this car's headlights would have been in real life, these should have been more clear, but I can see why they kind of went with this to give it more of a contrasting look. It's whatever, it's not really a big deal. We get headlights here as well. All this kind of intake stuff has been tampoed in, which looks quite good. There's a Jaguar logo hidden inside there. So I would say frontal details, pretty solid. Coming down to the sides here, we do get an XJ220 tampo right there, and then you get a little tampo for the door handle thingy. Wheels are an excellent choice in my opinion. I think these look really good. However, this side intake here, no tampo work right there, which is a massive bummer considering that this is part of the Collector Series line, that there's a whole vent right here that could have easily been tampoed that was left untampoed is a miss. Coming into the back here, our rear tampos do look quite good though. Very nice taillights, Jaguar across the back here, and yeah, not too shabby. Looks quite nice. Interior details, you can see them pretty well, and they are molded in quite nicely, but nothing too crazy really to talk about there. Moving into the roll test, it's a Matchbox Collectors Series lineup, and it does roll quite nicely here. When we put it on the scale, it comes out to be 48.05 grams, so that metal body and metal base there are working together to create some good heft. Pros and cons, getting things started with our pros. The biggest pro is that this is going to be the cheapest way to add an XJ220S into your collections. It's really the only way that I can think of off the top of my head. I don't think Tomica or Kyosho has done one, but I'd be kind of surprised if nobody else has actually done this one. And then the second big pro is going to be that metal base. I think that adds quite a good chunk of heft to it, and especially on the collector's line, I always appreciate a metal base. That kind of moves us into our cons here, though, especially being the collector's lineup. These are like $7 models. These are supposed to be sort of on par with like a Hot Wheels Premium, and we have some choices here that I think were done lazily and are kind of unacceptable. So first and foremost, our roof section. If you want to make this plastic, go for it. Save some costs where you can, but this has to have some tampo work on it. Like, I think the real life car might have even been glass up here, but it was more tinted up on the roof section. And so I really just think that kind of kills the vibe. Not a big fan of that just completely transparent section up here on the roof. And then honestly, I think this bugs me even more, is the total lack of anything here. Like, you could have made this a little cutout. You could have put a tampo there. You could have done something to indicate that that vent is an actual, like, side intake thing. Just leave it like that on a premium collector series price tag. That is uncool, Matchbox. For some quick size comparisons with other Jaguars that you might have in your collection, here we have it with the Hot Wheels Jaguar XJ220, and here we have it with the Welly Jaguar F-Pace. And here we have it with some other British supercars from premium brands, with this Kyosho Jaguar XJ220 over there on your left, and the poster cars Aston Martin Valkyrie over here on your right. So let's kind of break this down into a final analysis. Does this one live up to its hype? It was definitely hard to find, so I would say quite a few people were definitely after it. I would say it lived up to the hype okay. Value, again, $7. It's okay, but not great. There's definitely some things that they should have done a little bit better at the given price tag. Community feedback has been mostly good. I haven't seen anyone with any massive complaints or massive gripes or any massive quality control issues or anything like that. So overall, I would say they did a pretty decent job with that. So would I be recommending this one? I would say that if you need an XJ220S in your collections like I did, go ahead and grab it. And really, it's still pretty good. Like, I'm going to get a few more of these, like a blue one or a yellow one, when they come out. But I can't deny that I'm feeling a little let down and a little disappointed by things that should have been done. Like the roof and that side intake are really things, like, even if we leave the roof alone, the side intake not being done is completely inexcusable. And so that while they're not the biggest of deals, they do just leave me feeling a little disappointed, especially at the price point for collector series nowadays. And I can't deny that that's the way I feel about it, even though overall I'm still pretty happy with it. So if you still need a 220S in your collections, go ahead and grab them. If you want to wait to see if they improve with later on releases, I wouldn't blame you at all. So with all of that, guys, that's really all I have for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new and want to see more of my videos, and don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, guys, and I will see you in the next video.